my boys, good morning. In this beautiful day, we're gonna talk about my Gauntlet build. In case you missed it, Zizaran will organize a special event in a couple of days that will last 10 days. First, we need to put some real expectations. You understand the essentials. Then we're gonna talk about my build. I also prepared here a PoB with progression at the top. The bottom, sorry, this is the bottom, it's not the top. And here we're gonna talk about the event first, because I need to stress some points. I've read the Discord and some people are new to the game. You need to understand that the Gauntlet event, it's much more harder than the Hardcore League. So this is harder than the Hardcore League. First of all, this is hardcore solo self-found, so you cannot do trades. It's important. The second thing is that all the areas have special modifiers. Let me find them. Where the fuck they are? Oh, let me put here additional projectiles. Look here. Even when you start in Act 1, in the first act, you'll have monsters to additional projectiles. This is very deadly. You have elemental penetration, they attack faster, they move faster, they 20% they increase their damage, and they take less damage, so they are also tankier. Yeah, so you need to understand. On top of these area modifiers that will make, when you start, Act 1 will be a stopper for a lot of players. This is the reality. And on top of this, all the bosses even from the campaign, they have extra mechanics. So they will be much more harder than what you're used to. Now, and even here, look, as you progress through the campaign, these are campaign modifiers. Less damage taken, so they will be tanky as fuck, they do more damage. 30% increase attack speed and cast speed. Area of effect, so good luck dodging some spells with this shit. And physical damage as extra chaos. This is very deadly for the campaign. Yeah. So the build that I made and the progression needs to bypass these problems. Follow the guide that I'm about to explain now, you should be fine. Even the last Gauntlet, there were plenty of casual players, new players that finished the Gauntlet, the campaign. I'm talking about the campaign without problems. So my boys, let's jump into the bread. Here I have a character, it's called Gauntlet Papa. So we're gonna log in and I'm gonna explain some more. I want to give you some tips for Act 1. Because in Act 1, a lot of people will mess it up and they will die because it will be hard. I mean, even on the coast, let me tell you, it's so hard, the Gauntlet, that on the coast a lot of people will quit with this area modifiers, and I need to explain a few things. Okay, so let's start with the PoB that I made. This is the progression for the character that I will play. I will also stream my progression and do daily summaries. So basically, you will allocate the nodes in the order that I will specify in this PoB and video. And it's important, and now it's a good thing because Marauder has access to a lot of tanky nodes early on. For example, here we have maximum life, increase maximum life, maximum life, maximum life, a lot of regeneration, more increase maximum life. So these are great nodes early on to take, especially with that penetration. We're gonna take some elemental resistances early, it's just too good. But look how the order I'm progressing. You take this, then you're gonna take this. Man, you didn't understood anything, but it's sexy and nice. Then we go here to the progression number 2. And you follow. After you allocate these nodes, you go here. Now you take everything here, you go here. Now, it depends on your body armor. If your body armor has no life modifiers, you're gonna take this mastery, 50% maximum life. If there are no life modifiers from the body armor. Yeah? Now, progression number 3. You see, that's all. You need to switch the progression based on your levels. So this here will be the time when we're gonna transition to Explosive Arrow Ballista in Act 3. So let's jump back to the basic. From progression 1 and 2 will be in Act 1 up to 3, and we're gonna be on Toxic Rain. Yeah, you heard that right, Toxic Rain. Marauder here doesn't have access early on to Toxic Rain, and this is solo self-found, so you cannot buy it from the trade website either. No trades allowed here. And because there are no trades allowed, we need to make another character in order to mule our needed gems. Okay, let me go back into the campaign here. So let's go to the PoB. Here at the bottom you will see this one, Mule Gems. What's all about? Because this Gauntlet is very hard and I want casual players to be able to complete the campaign, I have this solution. Usually on Marauder I level up with melee skills, but because this Gauntlet is extremely rippy as fuck, you don't want to face tank as a casual player the enemies. Yeah, also you need skills that pump a lot of damage with minimal node investments early on. And behold, we have Toxic Rain, that's such a skill. And if we need to mule that gem from another class that has early access to it, and Ranger is great, you know, we're gonna mule the following gems: Caustic Arrow, Mirage Archer, Void Manipulation, and Toxic Rain. These things. In order to access the Toxic Rain gem, sadly, you need to be around level 12. Yeah, so you need to kill Fairgraves, then you enter the cavern. You don't need to fail to Mervel, we don't fight the Act boss, but once you enter the cavern, you have access to Toxic Rain, which we're gonna mule. So you can mule all the gems, and then you create your Marauder here and do your thing. Now let's go back. So here are the nodes that I suggest taking. Basically, this will give you some defenses, some damage. I mean, it's fine. Well, I need to talk about now gameplay. So these nodes alone, it's not enough because Act 1 is very deadly. Pretty much you need to focus on this skill, which is a lifesaver in this event. It's called Decoy Totem. Let me show you how it works and why it's so important, especially for Act 1 when you don't have a lot of skill nodes, your equipment sucks, and I need to demonstrate Decoy Totem. Let's go here. So you have early access to this skill Decoy Totem, which is very powerful. So Decoy Totem, it's this one. You place it and will make all the enemies attack the totem instead of you. And this will help you with the tankiness early on because enemies are focused on the totem and you can do your stuff and kill them. Now, you're also gonna see my damage, so I just bought a Toxic Rain here. Toxic Rain level 1, supported to Void Manipulation. This is a 2-link setup that pumps a lot of damage even in Act 2. Yeah? Later when you have a free link, you will add Mirage Archer support. So you'll have Toxic Rain, Void Manipulation, Mirage Archer. And this will last you until Act 3 Siosa when we're gonna transition to Explosive Arrow Ballista. Yeah? Now let me showcase the Decoy Totem. We're gonna find some monsters. Okay, here. You put a Decoy Totem, monsters attack the totem. This is a lifesaver in this event. And you can kill them. Notice how much damage I'm doing with the Toxic Rain, boss. Notice level 12, yeah? It simply pumps, it shreds on no investment. This is a 2-link setup. Toxic Rain, Void Manipulation, I'm shredding. And check my items. Items are from the ground. This is the bow that I got when I started the character. These items suck. My boy, these items suck, you need to understand this. Nothing special about the items, I'm still doing shredding them. Yeah? In solo self-found you cannot do trades, I will repeat. So you put the totem, everything attacks the totem and you shred them. Once your totem dies, you resummon it. Yeah? So this is the key of playing, you put Decoy Totems. Again, let's find another monster pack. You need to understand the playstyle. Because in Gauntlet they will shoot additional projectiles, you need to put a Decoy Totem. Yeah. Especially for Act 1. See? Decoy Totem, you kill everything. Now, here it's another tip for Brutus. So, you know, in Act 1 we have a boss called Brutus. That shit will die hard. Or already was tanky, but with this Gauntlet modifier it will be harder. So, how we can kill the Brutus shit fast? No problem. You will take here Puncture. Now, so this will apply a bleeding effect. And when Brutus starts moving towards you, he will take shit ton of damage. That's all that you need to do. Actually, we should mule Puncture too, I think. Yeah, I'll put it. The PoB will have a notes section. And I will explain that we're gonna mule Puncture too. You put it somewhere. Where the fuck I put it? Here, Puncture. And you shoot like this. You puncture Brutus 2 times. Then you do your thing. You know, when Brutus comes to you to attack you, he will take a lot of bleeding damage and he will die. That's how we will deal with Brutus. Yeah. Yeah, early on for Act 1, we put Puncture. Let me see, I explained everything. Now you've seen the damage here. Damage is great once you get to Toxic Rain, but this you will get it at level 12. Until level 12 we're gonna use Caustic Arrow, which deals less damage sadly, but still it's a fine skill. You will link it to Void Manipulation. Yeah. So early on, level 4, you will put Mirage Archer. Once you get to level... Man, they want to ruin my video. One second, give me a second. Once you get to level 8, you will put Void Manipulation because you will deal more damage. So you put Caustic Arrow at level 1 after you move the gem. At level 4, you put Mirage Archer. Once you reach level 8, remember to swap Mirage Archer out. Yeah? And later you will put Toxic Rain here. And when you get a free link setup with green, you will add Mirage Archer. And will be Toxic Rain, Void Manipulation, Mirage Archer. Here will be a notes section that I will follow up. So I need to add everything. I'll do it tomorrow, sadly, because today I'm a very busy man. Today I'm busy. Tomorrow I'm not busy, and I will fill up everything that you need to know here. So this is the skill tree progression as you level up, so you know the order in which you will allocate the nodes. Now for the items, it's again very sexy because this is solo self-found. You cannot buy from the trade website, and this setup is so easy to follow that you can use whatever. Focus on items that give you life and resistances, that's all. Even when we transition to Explosive Arrow Ballista, you don't need to worry about damage. We pump a lot of damage with this setup without needing to craft on the crafting bench. No need to stress about this. Oh, everything that I'm worried here, it's about tankiness because there are a lot of Saki boys and they will die. That's why this build will be extremely tanky. Now let's talk about the Ascendancy choice. So my boys, in case you missed it, we are not using the regular Path of Exile 1 Ascendancy classes. These are special Ascendancies from an event that we had in the past called Legacy of Prussia. And for this beauty here, on the first lab, you want to take this one. It's called Forest of Ancestors. It will grant you one maximum number of summon totems. And this will help us with the Explosive Arrow Ballista phase. The more totems you have, the more damage we do, and we get it for free. And this helps with the tankiness. 20% of damage from hits is taken from your nearest totem life before you. Yeah? This helps you with the damage and tankiness. This will be on the first lab. By the way, the small nodes give you also life, so it will make you even tankier when you... all these small nodes give you life on top, which is great for the Ascendancy. Now we have here Ancestral Endurance, will give you free maximum endurance charges. And actually I need to tweak the skill tree here. Let me see. Let me see what I can do. I will do it on spot. Yeah, you know, we can take this node. This is the idea. Gain an endurance charge when you are hit. You know, I will tweak the progression. Oh shit, I made money. Good, let's go back here. What I was explaining is that we have here a node called Inexorable that has 25% chance to gain an endurance charge when you are hit. And this will give you endurance charge generation. So pretty much I need to be smart and find the quickest route in order to allocate this node early on, because endurance charges are powerful. Now the default endurance charge capacity is free. You can get one more here. Yeah, so 4 and 3 more from the Ascendancy. So from the Ascendancy here, you get free maximum endurance charges. I'll actually tweak a little further the skill tree progression before releasing the PoB. Yeah, and here you gain 50% of missing unresolved life before being hit by an enemy. This is pretty much Defiance of Destiny, one of the tankiest amulet in this game. So this will help you with the tankiness. Will maintain your life high, which by the way, Marauder starting position has access to a lot of life nodes, and it's a very tanky Ascendancy, man. This node is great. We'll take this. This will be for the campaign. Now, if you want to push it beyond the campaign, which I will make a video, and also you can see me on stream doing it, we're gonna take this one for the last lab. Later, when you're in maps, basically we're gonna equip a body armor with a lot of armor values, because it will double that armor value. It's just too good. So this will be for the last lab. As you can see, all these nodes are give you immensely tanky capacities, which is great. So my boy, in case you're new to Path of Exile, let me explain the Explosive Arrow Ballista transition. Basically, you will stay with Toxic Rain until you reach Act 3. Here, the library section. Whoa, when I... Oh! Oh! When I make money, this is a crepuscular day. You need to understand that today it's Sunday and more people play. That's why I'm selling. Man, you simply love the Sundays, you know, when you start like this. So good. So as I was saying, when you reach Act 3 and you go in this area, which is called the library, you will have an NPC called Siosa. You complete his quest line, and after he will grant you access early on in Act 3 to all the gems. From here you want to buy Explosive Arrow. This is a 4-link setup, very sexy, very nice. And you want to buy Lesser Multiple Projectiles. You want to buy, let me see, Ballista Totem Support. And you want to buy Elemental Damage with attacks. Again, pay close attention, Elemental Damage with attacks. Some guy buy melee damage to attacks because they look similar. No, Elemental Damage to attacks. This will be the setup that will last you until the end of the campaign. On a 4-link setup, this is all that you need to do. Very sexy, very nice. You can also buy from here the following. You will buy Frenzy, Mana Forge Arrows. Oh, man, what's happening? My boys, I'll put everything in the notes section from the PoB because you will forget. I mean, why stress myself when I just can put the notes section here and I will explain clearly. In Act 3, you buy this, this and this, and you'll have it in the notes section. You don't need to watch this shitty video, yeah? I want to make this video clean, you know, clean like the sparkling mountain water. And on top of this, you will have info channels like always on the Guild Discord server. So here will be 2 dedicated channels, temporary channels, because I will delete this crap after the event is over. And you'll have an info channel and a support channel where you can ask questions. And I'll put everything that I explained in this video here too. The PoB will be updated with notes section tomorrow. But until then, you can see the progression so you can prepare yourself mentally. So my boys, before I close this beautiful video, I want to give you some tips. In Act 1, don't interact with the ores, because there are deadly modifiers that will kick your ass. Act 1, you don't have your skill points, you don't have items, they will kill you. So if you see an ore for Kalguran deposits, don't click them. Another thing, don't interact with the mercenaries, because they can whoop your ass. They are much more deadlier. For example, if you have the archer mercenary, he will shoot additional projectiles with penetration and he does elemental damage, you know, it's pretty sucky. So don't interact with our deposits, don't interact with the mercenaries. Now let's talk about something sexy here. I need to explain my skill tree nodes, yeah? So here's progression 2, progression 3. Here is the moment when we're gonna transition to explosive arrow ballista. This is not your typical explosive arrow ballista. The way I'm doing explosive arrow ballista, it's a little different. I'm not investing into damage over time. The majority of players, they go into damage over time, but not PoE guy. PoE guy goes for direct damage. That's why we're gonna take point blank. Yeah, and so you need to take point blank and you want to place your totems closer to the boss. This will deal 30% more damage, which is a huge damage boost. Another thing that will boost your damage is this keystone precise technique. You deal 40% more attack damage. This is a huge damage multiplier, but you need to make sure that you always have accuracy higher than your life. So you will check your accuracy if it's higher than your life, so you benefit from 40% more attack damage. That's why we're gonna take even these nodes here, which is great because they also give you elemental resistances, which is nice. Yeah, I also take this one, will give you a lot of accuracy boost. That's why we took accuracy, because of precise technique, which is a huge damage boost. Also, you want to take these totem nodes. This will give you one extra totem. And here we give you another extra totem, so plus 2 extra totems and one more from the Ascendancy. This is good. For here the masteries, you want to take this one. 5% of damage from hits is taken from a totem life. And we have 20 more from the Ascendancy. So this is 25% damage absorption just from the totems, Ascendancy and this mastery. Here we have, you want your totems to taunt enemies on hit. This is a defensive boost. We're gonna take this mastery too. Okay, let me explain everything here. Yeah, now let's go to the next progression. Progression number 4. Here, at this point, we will add Grace Aura. You know, you'll have the notes section. I will add them tomorrow, the notes section. But in order to use Grace Aura, you want to take the mana mastery. So you can use, you know, don't have mana issues. Yeah? Good. And let me see what else I do. Here we go for spell suppression, because this is the Gauntlet, is very hard. So you take the spell suppression nodes here. I'm gonna take the spell suppression nodes here. So you also this mastery, so the spell suppression is more potent, and this is very important. You want your spell's chance to be lucky. When you suppress, your spell suppression is lucky. This means that it will roll 2 times and will pick the best outcome, which is nice, more suppression chance. Here you have another one, it will give you more spell suppression, some evasion and maximum life. It's also good to take. Good, I explained everything here. Yeah, let's go to progression 5. For progression 5, we're gonna rush to this thing, because this will give you endurance charge generation. Endurance charge when you are hit, and we're gonna do the lab number 2. Number 2, and we'll give you 3 extra endurance charges. So we'll have 3, 4, because we're gonna take this also, and 3 more from the Ascent. 7 endurance charges, that's great defensive boost that we're gonna take. Here I took this master, you take 30% reduced extra damage from critical strikes. This is also a good defensive boost. Yeah, what you want to get more accuracy. We're gonna take this node here. Take this master, increases and reductions to projectile speed apply with damage growth, because we have some projectile speed here. And we also have some projectile speed here, because we're gonna take these nodes. Here's more accuracy nodes. You need to make sure you have more accuracy than life to trigger 40% more attack damage, which is huge. And then you rush for these nodes here, 1 extra projectile. And this will be the last nodes that you take with this at the top. So these are last ones, don't worry about them. You don't need too many projectiles for my direct hit damage with explosive arrow. And that's pretty much it. This will finish the campaign without any problems. Not only that, I will do daily summaries on YouTube, and I will stream, so you can see the stream too. Keep in mind, this event is not that easy as some people said. You know, if you're new to the game, you need to understand it is way harder than the hardcore solo self-found. This one, yeah, the event, and it lasts just 10 days. Also, you cannot practice in reality because you have special area modifiers, special boss mechanics that you don't are familiar with, and you have Legacy of Prussia Ascendancies. So these are special ascendancies that you're not familiar with, especially if you missed Legacy of Prussia. So there is really no practice that you can do for this. What you can do, you can watch me on stream when I play and you know, we have a good time together. Or you can struggle yourself and we don't have a good time together. Man, I try to make a joke, but my jokes are terrible. I wish you to have a great Sunday and talk soon. Good luck.